With Black Clover moving to Jump Giga and chapters being released seasonally and reviews not happening weekly on the channel, I decided I'll be talking about one of my favorite moments in Black Clover. In this video, I'll be talking about one of the best fights in all of Black Clover, and it doesn't even involve Asta or Yuno. I will be discussing the Magna versus the Fraud One Dante Zogratis. But before we start, our current sub goal is 500 and we're halfway there. Thank you guys been killing it. This fight right here with Magna versus the Fraud One Dante Zogratis exceeded my expectations, and didn't expect Magna to handle his own against Dante, since it took Asta and Yami to take him down. Also, we get one of the coldest magics in all of Black Clover, Soul Chain Deathmatch. But before I talk about it, let's get to know our fighters. First up, Magna Swing, the class junior magic knight of the Black Bulls, who has a tough guy attitude but will show respect to anyone that he acknowledges. Magna Grimoire has 3-leaf Grimoire that has a skull ornament and is lit on fire. That's pretty cool. Also, Magna has fire magic that can generate and manipulate fire, and his go-to move is Fireball. He also has some notable fire moves such as Exploding Buckshot, Grand Slam, and Maximum Exploding Fireball. And the go-to magic is Soul Chain Deathmatch, made from the user's and opponent's souls and evenly splits the total magic of the user and opponent. The spell ends when the first person loses consciousness, and then the chain and magic goes away. And his opponent, the Fraud One, Dante Zogratis, member of the Spade Kingdom Dark Triad, the devil host Lucifero, and thinks lowly of people who has little mana. Dante's magic are body magic, which allows him to regenerate and alter his body form. Also, he has gravity magic, which can levitate himself and large objects and slam them into the ground with tremendous force. Also, he can use up to 80% of his devil form and is able to destroy mountains. Now, how do we get to the Magna versus Dante, the Fraud One? In Black Clover chapter 291, Dante is going for the finishing blow against Jack the Ripper, but Dante is stopped by an exploding fireball. Mind you, this is the first time we see Magna since the time skip. Dante looks at Magna with complete disgust, since his magic is far too low for him, and Magna's like, I'm taking you down by myself. And Dante gets pissed and starts powering up and belittles Magna again, telling him, taking you on won't even count as a fight for me. And I'm like, damn, the Fraud One's going to be upset about what he got himself into, and when it comes to a boxing fight, you never underestimate your opponent. And then you see Magna again like a little scared because, he's like, damn, what did I get myself into? And we start getting a flashback when Dante fought Asta and Yami, and then Dante lost, and then Xenon popped up, kidnapped Yami. Like, Magna wanted to help out because he was, I think, close by as well, but Zora stopped him and said, you can't help them right now, the spell is not completed. Like, Magna starts having self-doubt about himself, saying that he's weak and that he couldn't help the Black Bulls when they needed him the most. But Magna continued to have the motivation, saying that I will get my chance again against the Dark Triads. Dante continues to belittle our boy, saying that I have no intention of using any of my magic on garbage like you. And then you see a spell and a chain coming out of Dante's chest, and he is no longer in 100% devil form. And Magna says, there's no way a peasant like me can squeeze out magic like this, and he see a chain coming out of his chest as well too. And then he punches the living shit out of Dante's face with his brass knuckles, saying that Soul Chain Deathmatch activated. And this right here was so badass. Tabata really snapped in this panel. And Magna says, Magna Swing of the Black Bulls is going to crush you. So how did Magna learn about Soul Chain Deathmatch? During the time skip, Magna begged Zoro to teach him how he fights. But before that, Magna went to the Hurt Kingdom to train, but was denied due to his low magic. Also, he didn't want to fall behind Lux, since that is his rival. And since he was getting stronger, the only way he thought he can become stronger is going to Zoro. And Zoro tells Magna, saying that they have to understand more about mana and themselves. And Magna says, I always use spells without giving them much thought, but the more I learn about mana, there's so much to know. If I had a magic that was just as awesome, I would win on sheer grit. Which, that's one of his greatest personalities, that he has this tough guy mentality, and the chain magic just fits him perfect. a one-on-one boxing fight. And he says that it took me a year and a half and I managed it because I'm me. A one-time spell that is mine alone. And then we see a little graph here. It says that if Dante has 1,000 magic and I have 2, the chain would split it in half evenly. And Magna says that this chain is our soul. So if you try to break it, you will go insane. So you better be careful. Right now, Magna and Dante are exchanging body blows. This right here looks like a heavyweight championship fight. And Dante tries to use gravity magic, but it barely has any effect on him due to them having the same amount of magic. While Dante's trying to heal his injuries, Magna continues to punch the living shit out of him. As of right now, they continue to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But Dante, I'll give him this. He was loving it. And he continues to belittle Magna, saying that you're not the one that could ever bring me supreme joy. And then once again, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. This right here, like I said before, is a round 12 championship bout, and they give it everything they have. No defense, just feet to feet and just straight knuckles. And this right here, this to me is one of the best fights on all of Black Clover. And then you see Dante like, what the hell is going on? And he loses his devil power entirely. And Dante's telling Magna, what the hell did you do to me? And Dante has officially ran out of magic. And he's saying that my own magic tapped out and I lost connection to Lucifero. And Magna's looking at Dante with his fierce eye, saying that this is my golden moment and I have to seize it. You see Dante saying that not gravity magic or my supreme regenerative magic, I cannot lose this fight right now. And they connect both their fists on their face, giving it everything they have. And who comes out on top? Our boy Magna officially knocks out Dante, the Fraud One. And you guys are thinking, why are you calling the Fraud One? Because he, was belittling Magna, saying that he has low magic, and also got his ass up against, with Asta and Yami. And you're thinking, how can Magna defeat Dante? He doesn't have a devil host. He doesn't have anything. Everybody says that he has low magic, and he was able to defeat him with his soul chain magic. And that right there to me is one of the best fights in all of Black Clover. And like I said before, Magna knocks out the Fraud One and wins this epic battle after dealing with so much bullshit from the Hurricane that rejected him due to having low magic and having self-doubt by himself. He worked hard and gave us one of the best battles in all of Black Clover. But comment below and let me know what you guys think about this fight. And don't forget, our current sub goal is 500 and we're halfway there. And don't forget guys, always surpass your limits.